So hello guys, I hope you are doing fine. It's a very privileged opportunity for me to do another video so that I can educate you more about the taxi business. As I told you, all of you know that I have my Nissan March that I drive on part-time. I also have another car that I have given to a driver, and I'm also looking for another car so that I can buy a third one and then have so many cars in the taxi business, because I have realized it has money. But today's video is not about the business I do, it's about the business that maybe other drivers are doing outside there. I have spoken with so many drivers, and if you check all the videos I have done in this channel, a lot of drivers have cars today, but those cars do not belong to them. There are two scenarios. Either they are driving a car that belongs to a partner, and then they have an agreement whereby they give the owner of that car around 1,300 shillings per day, or maybe 9,000 or 8,500 per week. Or the driver could be driving a car that is almost his, but he bought it on loan, meaning that per month there is an amount that he needs to pay either to the bank or to the sacco or to the hire purchase partner or to other logbook financing companies. Normally, those institutions would ask for around 30 to 40,000 per month. And today, a lot of drivers have complained that the prices that have been set by Uber and Bolt and the rest are very low. And I have tried to argue that these companies, I'm not defending them, but I'm trying to understand their logic. These companies, when they invite people to come and become drivers on their platform, actually you can check on their online platforms. They always say, if you own a car, come and make extra money. They don't tell you to go and borrow a car, to go and take somebody's car. They always insist that come with your car. So their assumption is that you own that car and you don't have a loan, and any money that you will make from that trip will be your money. You will not be supposed or required to share with someone else. So all that information notwithstanding, I wanted to share with you some calculations here explaining reason why drivers cannot be happy as long as their cars are on loan. And even after completing the payment of that loan, I don't expect those drivers to be happy, because they will repay those loans for a period of like 3 years. And by the moment they are finishing to repay that loan, that car already starts to ask for so much attention in terms of repairs, spares, and replacement. So this is the scenario I am going to give it to you. And this is one of the guys who followed my channel and decided to go to Mombasa and buy a car on hire purchase. And this is how his mathematics look like. And I will also give you my recommendation, because I don't actually recommend people to go and buy cars on loan, because it will be a huge burden. I will show you my recommendation. So this is what this driver did. He had 350,000. He went to Mombasa and took a car on hire purchase. So he paid a deposit of 350,000, and he was told to pay 30K for 36 months. For 36 months, which will amount to around, if he pays, I have my calculator here, 30,000 times 36, that will be around 1.1 M. So 1.1 M plus 350K will mean that the total cost of that car will be around 1.45 million. And that car was a Toyota Passo. So it is not very expensive in my view, because right now Passos can be sold at a 1.1 million, 1.2. So getting it at 1.45 is not a lot, given that you have been given that car on hire purchase. So this is how I do my maths, because this car was a KDP. So a KDP is a very new car in good condition. So normally, I always estimate that for a new car, it would cost you a minimum of 100K to maintain that car. So like 50K you will pay for insurance, and then the rest of the 50K, it's about the spare, repairs, and the service. So because these 36 months are equivalent to 3 years, it means for every year he will have to spend 100,000 for maintaining that car in terms of buying insurance and the spares and repairs. So if you add 300K here, it will be around 1.75 million. So let us have that as our number. 1.75 million is the amount of money that this guy will have spent on his car at the end of 3 years. I hope that is well understood. Let me write down that 1.745 million. So let us break it down. If you do 1.75 million, it means per year. Let me just 1.745 you divide by 3 years. If you divide by 3 years, it means per year that guy will have to be spending around 581K on that car per year. Okay, I want to analyze these details with you. And then if you divide that by months, it means that that guy will be spending around 45K per month. Okay, if you divide that by 25, because most drivers will drive for 25 days or 24 days per month. So if you divide by 25, assuming he drives more days, but if you drive like 6 days out of 7 days per week, then you will have driven only for 24. But some drivers work for extra days. So if you divide that by 25, it means that, or let me just divide by 24. So 45,000 divided by 24. So it means that per day, that guy will have to put aside 1,900 per day. I hope you are getting where I am trying to drive this mathematics, because every money that will contribute to the repayment of this car, in as much as you will not spend this 1.75 in bulk, like you take 1.75 and take it, but at the end of the 3 years, this guy will have every day to set aside 1,900 shillings so that he can pay for this money without a lot of struggles. So let us go into the second model. So that is a model whereby the driver goes for hire purchase with a deposit of 350,000. Why I don't recommend this, I will tell you the reason, but keep watching my video. So if you are a driver, you take a partner gives you a car. Okay, most partners will ask you for like 1,300 per day. Okay, so I want to use this as the reference, because the driver who has gone to Mombasa to buy a car on loan, he will have to set aside 1,900 every day for the payment of that car. So if you get a partner who gives you a car and you give him around 1,300 per day, it means you will have to save for yourself 600 shillings per day. Okay, this you can put into your account. This is in comparison to this other driver. So assuming that these two drivers will make 3K, they make 3K per day. Okay, so the rest of this one will have 1,100 to go and spend with his family, and this other one will also have 1,100 to go and spend with his family. But 1,300 will go to the partner, 600 will go to his account for saving, and then the 1,100 will go for his daily expenses. So the support for his family and the staff. The same guy here will have 1,100 to support his family if both of them are making 3K per day. But this guy who has gone to Mombasa already, we assume that he does not need to make any savings because he has already bought a car already. So let us now get into the details of this analysis here. So we are saying that this driver will put aside 600 shillings per day. Let us do the math. If he puts aside 600 shillings per day for 24 days per month for 36 months, that driver will have around 520k. 520k by the end of the 3 years. And because we want to assume that he also had the deposit that this guy had, but this guy here, he chose to go for higher purchase. This guy decided to keep his savings intact. So add 350k here. So this guy will have around 870,000. Okay? So 870,000. This driver will need to maybe borrow maybe even less than 100k. Less than 100k and go and get a new car. And you know, I'm just saying ex-Japan by the end of the 3 years. All this is at the end of the 3 years. And this is at the end of the 3 years. I don't know whether you are getting my point. So when this car will belong to this gentleman, hire purchase, at the end of that 6 months, that car will be fully his after he has completed paying the loan. But that car will be 3 years old. That car will have been on the road for 3 years. For that guy to start now enjoying the 1900 like his own money, that car will be already like 3 years old. This other guy, okay, actually he can even decide to go and buy a cheaper car like a Demio or Daihatsu Mira, which he can get on cash basis with this money after the 3 years. So wewe hii gari saidio inakuwa yako, but it is 3 years old. Wear and tear iko irredeemable. Itaanza kukuitisha a lot of money. This guy sahizi, after accumulating savings, hii gari itakuwa yake, ataenda buy gari mpya yenye iko haijaenda. Saidio sasa yeye anaanza kuenjoy maisha. Sijui kama una get my point. Maybe I'm not explaining quite clear, but the point that I'm trying to drive home is that, let me tell you, the point that I'm trying to drive home here is that every driver must develop the culture of saving. Avoid this appetite to go for buying cars on loan, because we have seen the first case is that this guy who has gone for that car on loan, after 3 years, that car becomes his. He owns the car. This other guy who decides to save, unaona, after 3 years, he buys that car on cash and that car becomes his. But this car on loan is 3 years old already. But this guy's car is his. It's like brand new in as much as it has been used in Japan. Have you seen now the difference? So this guy now will start operating with an old car. This guy is starting to operate on a new car. While this guy will be spending so much money on repairs and spares, this guy will be enjoying his almost close to brand new car. So what I can tell you as a driver, okay, sit on that partner's car. There is no benefit of you owning a car on loan unless that loan is very, very cheap. Because the one that I have explained here is one of, a relatively expensive loan, but so many drivers today, because they don't have a credit record, they cannot qualify for a loan with a sacco because they don't save their money there. They don't have a record with a bank, so they cannot qualify for loans. So my saving is this one. Look for a sacco. Don't have an appetite to get a car quickly. Look for a sacco. Every day be sending your 1,500 there from the partner, or 1,000 or 1K. Whatever you get, whatever money you get, send to that sacco. Verify if this sacco accepts what we call logbook financing. Logbook financing. Okay? It means that if you save, let's say 350k, these guys can give you 3 times or 2 times. Let's say they give you like 700k and the car you want is like, the car you want is like 700k and you have 350 deposited with them. So they will give you the money but they will keep the logbook. So some of those saccos in with my research, you can go and check Biashara Sacco. You can go and check Stima Sacco, and go and check Waumini Sacco. So these are saccos that will finance you. They will give you the money to buy the car, but they will keep the logbook until you finish. And the best thing with these saccos is that they will allow you to pay at, I think, 2% or 1.5% on reducing balance. By the end of the year, you will pay like at an interest of like 13%. While people borrowing at the bank or people borrowing with Mogo, sometimes Mogo will charge you even 40% if you do the math correctly. So my advice to drivers, if you don't want to complain, and the cheapest way to get a car is by having a culture of saving money. Save money for 3 years. You have seen here that if you save 600 shillings per day for 3 years, you will have like 600k or 500 and something. And I know 600 is not a lot of money. Give yourself even 1,000. If you can save 1,000 per day for 3 years, you will definitely get your car. And the moment you get that car without a loan, you are free from the slavery of complaining. And I am telling you that this war against the prices will not be won. It will not be won. Because these companies, they are priding themselves to the government that they have brought accessibility, they have brought affordability to transportation within Nairobi. So by us wanting this price to go up, it means that we will deny people affordability. So the best thing we can do is to make sure that we own these cars at the cheapest cost possible. And I think I have demonstrated to you what it takes to do that. Thank you guys for watching my videos and for telling me that I am doing a good job. I believe I'm doing a good job. And for those who have noticed it's a good job, thank you for the shout out. And for those who think that I am speaking on behalf of these other companies, please go and do your math well and tell me which company I am speaking for if I'm not here to advocate for the best way and best wins for the driver. Thank you.